and welcome to finally my Bookcon book haul. I posted my Bookcon vlog last week, so I will link that up here. So you can go and see the fun and frolics that I had at Bookcon. Some of them anyway. I'm still not amazing at remembering to film stuff. And yeah, so I'm going to dive in and tell you about some of the books that I got. I have books here that are finished copies, proof copies or ARCs, and I have books that lovely bookish friends gave to me at Bookcon as well, so I'm going to include all of them in the haul, and I will try as best as possible to let you know if the book is out yet or what date it's coming out yet. So bear with me. I will again try and go into this as quickly as possible. If you want to find out more about these books, I will leave links in the description box so you can follow those to find out more about the books if they sound interesting to you, rather than me giving massive synopses of each of these and making this even longer than it's already going to be, because yeah, it's going to be quite a big haul. I've got books, I've got merch, I've got totes. So yeah, settle in. We've got a Coke here, it's fine. Right, so the first book I'm going to show you is Wild Embers by Nikita Gill. I got this one after seeing Nikita at the poetry panel that I went to at the end of day one. And it was literally right at the end. They were kicking us out after we left the panel. And this one is a finished copy, and I am going to be reading this one soon. It's Poems of Rebellion, Fire and Beauty. And excitingly, in it, so it's out now, as the bookmark says, on the other side of the bookmark there was an advertisement for fierce fairy tales, poems and stories to stir your soul, also by Nikita Gill, which is out on the 11th of September. I still have to look at dates like this and convert them to UK dates in my head, and I was writing the date this morning and I got it right first time, and I was so proud of myself. But yeah, poetry, absolutely, definitely up my street. Looking forward to reading that one, and looking forward to the other one that's coming out in September as well. Then another finished copy I got a ticket to a romance thing by Avon, which I mentioned in my vlog, and we could pick out 4 books and get them signed by the author. So the one that I got and then kept for myself rather than getting and giving to someone else, because I actually gave the other 3 away to friends at Bookcon. I got myself a copy of The Wedding Date by Jasmine Guillory, because Bethany, who I was with, said that I would love this one, and somebody else on Instagram said that I would love this one. And this is contemporary romance, women's fiction. It's out now. It was one of those Target book club picks, and I got it signed as well, so that's exciting. So I'm excited to read that one. And then inside this one was another bookmark advertising another book coming out in September, which is The Proposal by the same author, and that is coming in September this year as well. So 4th of September, another book coming by Jasmine Guillory, but I am looking forward to reading this one. I think this one's going to be on my July TBR. And then you may have seen in my vlog, if you haven't already seen it, a story where Ollie comes on and gives a story about queuing for a book for me whilst I was at that romance event. And the book that he got in that mob, aka queue, is 4 Dead Queens by Astrid Scholte, and this one comes out in February next year and is a murder mystery sort of fantasy about 4 Dead Queens, and apparently is highly anticipated and is an exclusive Bookcon edition as well. This is not a sticker, this is on the cover. So yes, thank you to him for getting me a copy of this one, February next year. And then one of the lovely long lines that I stood in, but I stood in it with friends so it didn't seem as long, was for the new Anne Rice novel. I want to say new. Is this the new one, or is this... I don't know, because I haven't read Anne Rice before, but it is Prince Lestat by Anne Rice, and this one is a finished paperback copy as well, and I got some merch to go with this one, and her new one is coming out 2nd of October. I feel like I got a copy of that one as well. Did I get a copy of that one? I mean, I don't have it here because I gave it to someone, but was that one, or was that this one? Anyway, I got this Anne Rice novel and a load of Anne Rice merch to go with it as well, which was cool. And then I did that thing where I was stood in line for something, and I was relatively close to the front of the line, and I could see this line forming on the other side of the walkway. So I thought, if I get through this line quick enough, which I was number 12 in line, so it was looking likely I might be able to join the end of this line and get in line for this one, and I was, and I got a copy of The Art of Losing by Lizzy Mason, and again I got my copy signed. Yay! It's exciting that I've got lots of signed copies, and this one is coming out January 2019 and is it's definitely contemporary. I think it's YA, and it just sounded great. Like, I did check out the book before getting in the line. I promise. The guy let me look at the book, and I said, the cover looks up my street, let me read. And then, yeah, it definitely was up my street. I do love this cover, so I'm excited to read this one. But I've got a little bit of time because it doesn't come out until 2019 as well. I'm building up a little collection of 2019 novels though, which is quite cool. And then I got a middle grade novel that looks really fun, and this one is out October, and it is short and skinny, and it just sounds fun. It said, "The summer that made a man out of Mark, the middle school weakling." And yeah, it just looks really fun. It's middle grade graphic novel. It just looks good. I'm definitely going to read this one because I like throwing some middle grade into my reading every now and then. And then I picked up this one, which I believe is non-fiction. It was one of those lines that I just was like, oh, there's somebody signing books over there, so I will go and join that line. So I got it signed here, and that is The Path Between Us, a journey to healthy relationships. So it's quite short, this one, so hopefully be picking that up. It's kind of got tips and bullet points and things like that in. It's not just full blocks of text, so that sounds good. And they had a hashtag there that I got a poster of that is in my pile here somewhere, I think, I hope. But they also gave it's kind of bookmark, hashtag Read Women. It's a very chunky bookmark if it is, but yeah, I had to have one of these. And then this one comes out August, and it is a fun comic guide for a new generation of empowered teen girls. So it sounds a little bit like Girling Up and Girl Up and all those books that you know that I love to read, and that is the ultimate survival guide to being a girl on love, body image, school, and making it through life. And yeah, just look at that cover art, it's so cute. And this comes out in August, so I think this one is going to be going on my July TBR as well, because I definitely want to read this one. And then the next one is one that I was specifically wanting to go and get, and I kind of missed the window of getting it on the Saturday, so I made sure that I hung around the Quirk Books booth on Sunday just before the line started, hence why I was 12th in line. for this one because they sent me an email about this and I knew that I wanted to read it. It's a really weird size because it's obviously an advanced copy. This one comes out, I don't know, in this November. There we go. This one comes out in November. It got a little bit bashed. This is one of the ones that was in the box that I sent back to myself. Well, it says October 30th, 2018, but the spine says November. And this one is Paperback Crush, which is the totally radical history of 80s and 90s teen fiction. So this is the one that I knew I definitely wanted to go and get because they totally sold this to me on the email. I loved. Although this is obviously US teen fiction, like I loved Judy Blume and I read Sweet Valley High and I read some Babysitter's Club, and to me, you know, it really seemed completely exotic because it was set over here and I was growing up in a school in England. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this one. I may read this sooner rather than later because I think it's going to be quite a quick read. I may throw this into a readathon coming up soon that I want to read as my kind of non-fiction pick. And then kind of coming off topic a little bit, I got a couple of comics, which, as you know, not normally my kind of thing, but one of them was a starter pack. So this one has little excerpts and samplers from a load of different comics. So if you've not read comics before, I feel like this was like the way to go. So this is Oni Press, which if you watch Epic Reads channel, Margot from Epic Reads channel moved to work for them, so she was handing out these comics, so I was like, I know you. And yeah, she gave us this one and one called Open Earth, which sounds interesting as well. I like the fact that we've got a character with glasses on the front. So I was like, why not? Starter pack, let's do it. Starter pack into comics. Why not? And then my lovely friend Jenna, who her blog is linked. I'll link her blog below. It's linked in the vlog video as well because I met her at Bookcon. She was the one I stood in line with for the Anne Rice one. She brought me a book which she was done with, and it's one that I wanted to read because I got it from the library and then somebody put a hold on it and I haven't been able to get it out again. So that is Match Made in Manhattan by Amanda Stauffer. I believe this was on one of my TBRs when I had it from the library. But yeah, it's for fans of The Bachelorette and Bridget Jones, and you know I am a massive fan of Bridget Jones. Fast-paced contemporary story about the struggles of dating in the digital age. If you know the kind of books that I read, you'll know that this is really up my street. Okay, so that was one pile of books. One pile of books. I've got another pile over here. Okay, so again, this is something that I wanted to, not necessarily really wanted to get the book, but wanted to get a book signed by this particular author. And so when Bookcon opened on Sunday, I hot-footed it over to the Hoopla booth where this author, Sarah Morgan, author of Holiday in the Hamptons, this is the second book in the From Manhattan with Love series by Sarah Morgan, Holiday in the Hamptons. She was signing there at 10 o'clock when Bookcon opened on Sunday. I was number 17 in line for that one. I'm a bit gutted I wasn't further down in line, but I was kind of stood in a weird place when we were waiting to go in, so that might be why. And I got one copy for me and one copy for my mum because my mum is a massive Sarah Morgan fan, and we've actually already reviewed this one on the blog, so I will link that below if you are interested in our thoughts on this one. but I will be posting this one back to my mum in the UK. Sarah Morgan was also at the romance party I went to later on in the afternoon, which was exciting, and there was more of her novels there, but I didn't want to be greedy and I'd already had one, well, two signed by her, but she also had British chocolate with her. And yeah, I believe I mentioned that in my vlog as well. It's clearly very important to me, the fact that she had proper Cadbury's with her. Then a bit of a random one. When Ollie was sat waiting for me when I was somewhere on one of the days at Bookcon, he was handed a sampler, and it couldn't have been better, because he was handed a sampler of a Star Wars book. So that's a sampler of Del Rey, and then there's in here as well, there's more Star Wars books in here, and then there's other ones on here. So yeah, it's mainly Star Wars stuff mainly in here. But yeah, there's lots of different things in there. So this was his little takeaway from Bookcon, and he's going to keep this, so that's very exciting. And then my lovely friend Bethany, who I spent a lot of time with at Bookcon both days, she invited me to the penguin party that we went to on day 1, and she actually got me the ticket for the romance party that we went to on day 2. She got me some books when she was at Book Expo, and put them aside for me, and then she also brought me another book that she had been sent for me to read, which is very lovely for her, so thank you very much, Bethany. She posted this one on her story, and I was very excited because I saw it when I was still here. I hadn't even left for Bookcon yet, so that was exciting. She got me a copy of The Christmas by Accident by Cameron Wright, and she even got it signed for me, which was so lovely. She was absolutely right in thinking that this was right up my street. This is just over 200 little pages, and this one comes out in September, so that will definitely be on my September TBR, maybe even the one that kicks off my Christmas reading. You never know. And then she also got me a copy of From Here to You by Aimee Mcguire. I have read a couple of Aimee Mcguire novels, and I do have a couple others on my shelves as well. This one is on sale 21st of August. The proof cover has a different date on it, but they obviously brought the release date up. And I should have mentioned earlier the majority of the release dates that I'm talking about, because this was an American book convention, these are dates in the US. So just to make that clear. But yeah, Aimee Mcguire writes like new adult romance. Her biggest book was Beautiful Disaster. And then she also got me a copy of another book by Cameron Wright, and that is The Other Side of the Bridge, which sounds fantastic. She showed this one in her stories, and I thought it sounded amazing. Two coasts, two strangers, and a bridge that silently beckons them both. And this one is already out. This is an arc of it, but it is already out. This one came out in March. So I'm excited to read that one. Again, it's not massively long. It's 300 pages. It's a little bigger than the Christmas one. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what the finished cover looks like, but I like this cover. It's very nice. And then she got given another proof that is a YA. And this one is also out on the 4th of September. I don't know why I'm like searching for the dates on the back, because a lot of these publishers do that very sensible thing of putting the publication date on the spine. Like, that's what we need. If we've got a little shelf of arcs, we need to be able to put them in date order. Publishers, are you listening? And this one is called When Elephants Fly. It says, be your truest self at any cost. As I say, 4th of September release for this one in the US. It says, my subconscious is asking me what could possibly go wrong. We both know the answer. Everything. And this, yeah, a high school senior with a 12-year plan. I really like the sound of this one, so thank you for Bethany for that one. And then I have one here, which I actually, like the day before she gave this to me, I downloaded it from Hoopla on audiobook because I love Hoopla. And I was excited that I've got this finished copy as well, because it is it a finished copy or is it not? I think it's a finished copy. It's got a price on it, so I think it's a finished copy. And that is Campaign Widows by Aimee Agresti. And this one, not only is it like got the stars on it, this one has been recommended to me by 3 separate people, including Bethany, who ended up just giving it to me. And so I know I'm going to love it. I think I'm probably going to have to delay it until my July TBR, because my June TBR, if you watch that video, is massively full. We're halfway through June right now, just over halfway through, and I'm like, oh, there's still so many books that I want to read. So yeah, I think I'm probably going to let the audiobook expire and come to this one in July at some point, because I am excited to read it. So all those people who've said, Katrina, you should read this, I'm gonna do it. Okay, and now we have a big box over here of merch. We have tote bags, we have pins, and we have other exciting merch. So yeah, I will show you some of that now as well. If you've made it this far, well done. Let's keep going. We can do this. You want to see the tote bags. So one of the things that I have here, which I had tucked inside the comic book, so it just came out, was this little like poster thing for Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls. Being a rebel girl means saying, yes, I can. And I just love that. So I'm going to have to find somewhere to display that, because you know I love Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls. And this was to celebrate the fact that these books 1 and 2, which I made videos about, which I'll link up here, these are now released on audiobook. So if you haven't managed to get a physical copy of these ones, you can now listen to them on audiobook. Or if you have bought them for a child in your life and you want them to be able to follow along on audiobook, highly recommend that. I am considering getting an audiobook of it, because I would like to reread those books because they're so lovely. And yeah, you should watch my video, because I fangirl over them quite a lot in that video. So the first tote bag I got was actually from the PBS booth, and is just a plain bag that had a PBS tag on it. Because it's such a good bag, it has been used. So this bag has been used around Bookcon, it's been used across Canada, and it's been used flying back from New York to Denver. And because it's got this big pocket here, so yeah, so the tag went, unfortunately, but it's been a really good bag and will continue to be a good bag. And I think it was actually Bethany that won this bag and then gave it to me, so thanks Bethany again. The rest of the totes, are you ready? Are you ready for the rest of the totes? So at that romance party that I went to, I got this Avon Books KissCon bag, which was for us to put our 4 books that we got into. And this one is vented and everything, so it is a good bag, and it is so strong, such a strong bag. So we like that one. Then, if you've seen my vlog or seen my social media, you will have seen me with Carl, one of the robots from An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green, and you'll also have seen this tote bag, which is the cover of the novel. I do have a little more Hank Green, An Absolutely Remarkable Thing merch coming up, so keep watching for that. But again, it's a nice strong tote bag. It's not as big as the previous one, but we like it, and I like the fact that even the straps are blue as well. And also this is kind of rubbery texture, so I'm glad they didn't put it on both sides, because that would have been annoying, because you don't want that rubbing against you. And then at the Enchanted Fandom booth, if you've watched my vlog, you'll have seen that I won this gorgeous pink tote bag. I'm so pleased it's pink. You know I love pink, in case you can't tell from the lipstick and the hair and the t-shirt. We love pink. And then this one is a Publishers Weekly one that isn't as strong as the others, but it's cute because it says, what are you reading? So maybe this will prompt conversations with strangers about what they're reading. And even though it's not that strong, it's plenty big enough. Definitely plenty big enough. And then from the Penguin party, I got myself, I chose which goodie bag I wanted because it's the audiobook one. Yes, it is the audiobook tote bag. I heart books, but the heart is headphones because I'm always listening to an audiobook on headphones or on a speaker or in the car because I'm always listening to an audiobook, and it's got the Penguin audio bits at the bottom as well. So I love this one, and again, it's vented and it's really strong, so we love that one. So that's my totes. Are you ready for some more merch? I'm going to move the box over here and hope that it doesn't like knock over my can of Coke. Let's have some more Coke. I got a lot of different bits of merch, including some lovely badges, which I believe are called pins. I call them badges, pins. Yeah, they're badges, which I will show you. So we have the Book Nerd one from Underlined, a Libby one, an Anne Rice one, Enchanted Fandom one, Rise Up and Read, which is another Penguin project, a Great American Read from PBS, and a Three Dark Crowns one that I won on their Spin the Wheel. And then in the goodie bag from the Penguin party, there was so much amazing stuff. There was these sunglasses here, which are like rainbow for pride, and it says read proud, listen proud.com. You read that there. Obviously, unfortunately, I do wear glasses, so sunglasses don't really work for me because they have to sit on top of my real glasses, but how amazing would this look if they did? But yeah, we've got double glasses going on. Yeah, so keep your eyes peeled because there might be a giveaway with something like these. But also, are you impressed that these survived the trip all around Canada and then the trip back from New York to Denver? Are you impressed? I kept these so well, so well. And then Shelley, who I met, who is from Book Lovers Coffee, gave me some Book Lovers Coffee, and it's whole bean coffee as well. So when I grind this will be freshly ground coffee, which I'm very excited about. And it also meant that the parcel of books that I'm getting all of this out of the box of now, that came back from, well, I actually sent it from the state of Pennsylvania, but from Bookcon that I sent back to Denver that got here before I did, smelt lovely because I had bags of coffee beans in there. But yeah, I'll leave a link to Book Lovers Coffee in the description box below as well. And then back to the goodie bag from Penguin, we had a portable charger in there, which is so sensible to give people at Bookcon, because I did take a portable charger with me, and I did have to use it both days. And Ollie, who was with me, didn't leave the hotel until the afternoon, and still ended up being almost out of charge until we were back at the hotel. You can't read exactly what it says, but this is underlined, which says power up, underline more, and this is the new kind of YA brand of Penguin, I believe, or is it just Doubleday? Oh yeah, anyway, it's underlined and they're fabulous. Then in keeping with the audiobooks theme, they also gave us a little headphones in a headphone case that matched the goodie bag that I got. Look, it matches. So that's exciting. Again, if you didn't have headphones whilst you're at Bookcon, this is a very sensible thing to give to us. Very sensible. And then probably, like, arguably the best item in the bag from Doubleday Books was this hat. It says, "Books before bros." It's just amazing. I wanted to feature this in an Instagram post, but it's taken me this long just to open up the parcel from Bookcon because I was a little bit scared of what I was going to find in there because I couldn't remember just how much stuff I'd got. But I love this hat and I will be using it because I spend a lot of time at the library, and the other day I was sitting outside the library reading, and it was a bit warm, and I was like, oh, I should have brought my hat because they'd love that here. They would. speaking of Hank Green and the Carls and his Absolutely Remarkable Thing book, I also got a bookmark for an Absolutely Remarkable Thing and these stickers as well, which just, I mean, you know, good branding of this book, because I'm excited to read it now, and I'm not normally excited to read a book about robots. It says, in Hank Green's debut novel, a young woman becomes an overnight celebrity by realizing she's part of something bigger and stronger than anyone could have possibly imagined. How much of a teaser is that? How much? Yeah, and then in terms of stickers, I also got a couple of other stickery, tattooy bits. I got these stickers from the Simon & Schuster booth, which says Period Power, a manifesto for the menstrual movement. Yeah, I nearly said moment there. And then I got this, I think it's a temporary tattoo rather than a sticker, which was for, yes, it does say to use baby oil, so it's a temporary tattoo, not a sticker, which is for Blood Communion by Anne Rice. And then I got this one here, which just looks blank because it's white, so there's no point in me showing you that. I got a load of awesome postcards, as I say, the pins and the hats, and then, are you ready for the candle? Are you ready? Look at this candle that they had at the Enchanted Fandoms booth. This was being given away on the Spin the Wheel at the Enchanted Fandoms booth, and it is Bookcon Celebrations, and it's by Little Mouse Bookshelf, who makes amazing candles. There seems to be one of them in every Enchanted Fandoms box, so I will link both of those shops down below. And it's strawberries and champagne. I mean, firstly, it's glittery and gorgeous, but then I wish you could smell it. I've never known anything be able to actually smell fizzy before. This smells fizzy. It smells of strawberries and champagne. Like, it actually smells fizzy. I've got a different candle burning right now, and I'm like, I might just blow it out and put this one on. Can you smell it? Can you? It's gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. So yeah, I'll link both those shops down below. And I think I've covered everything. If you've made it this far, oh my goodness, well done to you. I will link as much as I possibly can down below. I know I've said, you know, there's various shops and books and everything, so any extra information you need, just follow the links in the description box. Thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, I mean, well done you. That is amazing. Look out for a giveaway soon, because I've got a couple of extras of a few of the bits that I've shown you here, which I will be giving away. And yeah, I will be back with another video for you soon. I do have another book haul in the offing. Even if you find that hard to believe, I have my June book haul coming up, because whilst I was in Canada and New York, obviously I bought some books as well, which if you follow me on Instagram, it's always linked below, you will have seen already. You'll have seen me being in the bookshops, whether I ought to have been there or not. So yes, make sure you are subscribed so that my next video lands in your subscription feed. As always, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and comment to let me know if you've got an idea of where I should start with all of these books. It's literally, the top of the pile is here. That's how high the books are going. It's pretty intense, yeah, let me know in the comments below where you think I should start, and thanks again for watching, and I'll see you with my next video. Bye.